past couple of days has been extremely inspiring. I would say it has been engaging, collaborative, high energy, also deep, connected conversations with people I haven't met, which is really amazing. Being filled with a room of like 200 peers of all walks of life, doing all kinds of work as entrepreneurs, it's just really, it's encouraging, it's motivating, it's somewhat healing, and really powerful to be, able to connect with other people and share our stories with each other. I'd say one of the most significant takeaways of the event is the fact that events are special. Community building is really critical for entrepreneurs, but events like this is really special because you get to hear about stories that you are living parts of within your own experience, within your own journey. And it reminds you that you're human, and it reminds you to learn from others and to keep building your community and your network. But one of the most amazing experiences of this event has definitely been the drum circle. And everybody knows that who attended this year's event knows that I enjoyed the drum circle because I went wild on the drum circle. And I think it was a wonderful opportunity to use a non-English, a non-verbal kind of communication and connection with an old wisdom of music, to just connect and be present and get out of all of our heads with all the things that we work on, with all the things that we do, with all the things that we want to achieve in the world, and just dropped into this magical kind of like 45-minute drum circle, which, I could do that every month. I think that's great. What's been really impactful, I think, about this second annual Conscious Entrepreneurs Summit is everybody's story triggers and captures part of your own story. And so it reminds you that even though at times you feel really alone, that others are also walking through your experiences, and being open and vulnerable and sharing those experiences in community settings like this makes it like 1,000 times easier on yourself as an entrepreneur. And so I highly recommend that people plug into their communities, whether it's this one or another, and share openly and honestly about the highs, the lows, and everything in between when it comes to the entrepreneur's journey. And I think, the Conscious Entrepreneurs Summit does a really good job of allowing people to come and share stories, but also teach new modalities and teach new ways to go about how you go about this entrepreneur's journey. I think the Conscious Entrepreneurs Summit reminded me of something that I innately know, but it's nice to constantly have an external feedback loop and a validation that vulnerability is very challenging for many entrepreneurs. I know it is for me. But it is the gateway to true connection. And I think as an entrepreneur, you have to connect with people, whether you are building a product or a service or anything. You could be an author and write a book, or you could do anything. Connection is really important. And the more you can hear from people in their journeys about how they went about becoming more and more comfortable within themselves and become more vulnerable with themselves and other people, the more they are open to greater connection and opportunity. And that, I think, is really empowering for fellow entrepreneurs, because that's when we can, sometimes we have a tough time seeing the forest from the trees, and that can really open up a lot of new doors for us to live more from a place of abundance. I would highly recommend the Conscious Entrepreneurs Summit to anyone considering being in a room with a few hundred other entrepreneurs, founders, investors, authors, artists, people of all walks of life, people with all types of mediums that are pushing themselves beyond their comfort zones, beyond their limitations, learning along that journey, and openly and most vulnerably, that I've seen in many other conferences, sharing that journey. And I think when we can see other people living beyond some of our own internalized limitations, then we can also maybe break through some of our self-made restrictive thinking, and we can do better, go higher, achieve more, but honestly, just connect with profound humans that can change the trajectory of your life. It's entirely possible. I've met incredible people here that I have a feeling like I will have a good relationship with for a long time coming.